I guess in a nutshell, what we could say is that you were all sitting around one day. One of your friends says, "Why should I care about poor people in Africa?"
Your premise is to hitchhike across Africa.
We're actually also hitchhiking to Africa.
Everyone says they care, and then you ask them what they're doing about it, and the answer is nothing. How is it any worse for me to be open about the fact that my life is more important than whatever else is going on?
Africans are too often viewed as weak, poor, helpless.
If I'm poor, it doesn't mean that you have to degrade me. If you can help me, but still respect me.
Because of where we grew up, to really dig into this issue, we were gonna have to live it. So we decided we would live ourselves just on $1.25 a day.
If you guys live off $1 a day and eat nothing, your body will deteriorate.
At what point do you give up? At what point in this trip, what would have to happen for you to turn back and say we're done?
That may be the ultimate story, that you realize that you're so blessed that you can't even recreate this situation.
The only way we're going to survive this is if we're being vigilant to take care of each other.
What do you think will happen to you when you land in Africa, obviously strangers in the land? It seems to me you probably don't know what you're up against.
Two St. Louis filmmakers lived through a deadly plane crash in Africa.
A modern day, current Holocaust that's happening right now. That, to a great degree, can be stopped.
We should all fight the war of poverty.
This is something that is achievable, that we can do.
I think that we can make a difference in this trip, even in a small way.
Go, see, learn, come back, teach others.
Or maybe you know in your head, but it's not real. And until it's real in your heart, you can't change the way you live.
Come and see the people and walk with the people and live with the people. I know you'll be a transformed person.
Rob was a man who went to Africa afraid of death and came back from Africa completely terrified of death.
I think I knew it was bad and the fire was starting to come up, and I was just trying to get a seatbelt on with everything I had, because I knew if I can get a seatbelt on, I can grab him, I can pull him. I almost had him, and I couldn't save him. It was, that's been a moment that has driven the rest of my life.
He was dealing with his PTSD by basically locking into something that was taking every inch of his attention span and his motivation and pushing it into a digital realm. It was the ultimate form of escapism, the most damaging kind of escapism.
And then Ryan saw all the things that I was going through and was trying to plant some seeds that were like positive rather than modern warfare, and he put a paintbrush in my hand, and that crazy Rob brain got the idea, we're painting now, we're gonna be a painter, and I don't know what that means, but we're gonna do it. Within 6 months of that, my whole house was covered in just everything. Like, there was murals on every wall. I was just painting. If there was a blank surface, I was gonna put something on it.
Eventually that just wasn't enough, and we had to claim the yard. This is his rebellion against the rest of the little houses that are all painted exactly the same and are all fenced exactly the same. And here's Thunderdome. Here's just one little speck of bright rebellion where we're saying, no, we're making a carnival and we're gonna have 30 guys fight in it.
I look back on my life, and it's been a series of ups and downs, and I wish I could go back and have a conversation with my 22-year-old self and just shake him and be like, there's so much more you can live for. There's a different way to live.
Even as children, like, we all have that dream to like playing with Nerf guns. Like, one of these days I'm gonna make a giant Nerf course, and then it just dies out.
The difference isn't that Nerf is for kids, it's that it's okay for you to be a kid.
What you do right now matters on a Tuesday in Springfield, Missouri. What you do right now matters in Africa. There's a plane crash, is on fire, and people need to be helped.
We're all a bunch of weird people in our own way as far as society is concerned. And we bond over that a whole lot.
And maybe everyone who comes to Thunderdome, maybe I can change their life in a small way. And I can create the world that I want to create in my own backyard.